Okay. Here we are, Team Sigwerth training on Sunday, September 8th, 2000. Like I was just saying, thank you guys for coming on tonight. I drank some coffee earlier so that I could get through this because I had been going to bed super early because this baby is wiping me out. So, anyway, hopefully you guys have had a good weekend. August was awesome. A lot of you did fantastic. We helped a lot of people. I believe it was like 44 new people last month. So that's awesome. And we had a lot of people on here achieve big things. And congrats again to the ladies who achieved the retreat coming up in Portland. Andrea, Shanna, Kristen, and myself. So congrats to those ladies. It was a tough one. And out of all of Team Snap, out of Patty's whole team, which is like 500 plus coaches, only 30 made it to be able to go. So it kind of puts it in perspective of how tough it was. And there will be other opportunities for the rest of you. There's always fun things coming up every year, all the time. So get excited for what's around the corner. And now we're going to talk about September. So I'm going to try to keep this quick, short and quick for you guys. That way you guys can get some good rest going into this next week. This next week is Healthy Habits for All. I'm super excited about that. And so what I'm going to talk about tonight is I want to touch on any questions that you guys may have about anything. I want to make sure that the point of this Zoom is helping serve you guys. So if you guys have any questions or any concerns about anything, we'll tackle those first. And then we're going to talk about the Healthy Habits for All week real quick. Just that way everybody's on the same page as we go into this next week. Whether you're here or afar, because even if you're afar, there's things that you could be doing to be included. And then we're going to talk about client success calls pretty heavily. And basically client success calls, AKA how to pop health coaches pretty fast, pretty quick. Between the boot camp yesterday, and I've been talking with Carol Hibbs this weekend, and I got some tips from her last night. I'm excited to talk with you about that and just how to be able to grow your business blended and grow pretty quickly, okay? So that you're growing to executive director, but then you're growing to FIBC pretty fast, okay? So those are the topics we're going to talk about tonight. I'll touch on the summit coming up in November, and then we'll end it with questions, okay? Okay, so, and first off, before I get started, welcome Lacey. Where'd she go? There she is. Welcome Lacey. Welcome Alexis. And are there any on here? I think I got everybody. But yes, welcome Lacey and Alexis. This is their first time joining us and joining our team. Zoom. So it's awesome. Welcome. Congrats, Lacey, again on
and his mother.
Nikki there. Okay. Lacey, congrats on helping your first client today. That's super exciting. She's officially a health coach. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody, but feel free to unmute yourself at any moment. Okay. That way everybody can hear. Okay. But before I get started into my topics, does anyone out there have any questions about anything or anything you want me to address or any concerns or anything you're super excited about and you want to share? Are you guys awake? Am I the only one awake? Off my coffee? I had it like 6 o'clock. I was in my bed nappy with drool coming out of my mouth at 6 o'clock. That's how bad it was. I was like, okay, I gotta wake up and keep going here. All right, everybody good? You feel good about everything? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure, because this is an opportunity. We're all together. And if anybody has anything they want to share or ask, or maybe you're lost or on something. Okay.
Hey, Laura, I do have something.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So I noticed that, our Google Doc was updated and, like the texting document for day 6.
Yes.
Okay. So are you touching on that? Because I know you had a separate message in.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted
to
figure that out.
Our Google Doc, what she's talking about is our daily text that we send our new clients their first week. And so Terry Miller and all of them updated the main one. So there's new daily texts out there that include the new Habits of Health book, the new Life book, and they're just new. So make sure you're using the new daily text. Sometimes I was like, I'll admit it. Sometimes I was lazy, and I know if I started a client last week, I'd go back to their message and just click forward. And so I've just used the Google Doc now and make sure I'm using the updated ones. And we're going to talk about day 5 text because that talks about setting up your celebration call. So it kind of switched around a little bit. So I'll talk about that tonight. Good question, Shanna. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. So I want to talk about healthy habits for all. Okay, so hopefully everybody is aware of what this is. It was announced at convention. Basically, long story short, it's a week of giving back to the community that Optavia has created. And Dr. Anderson's really passionate on giving back to kids, giving back to families that are in need, especially of health, like trying to teach them there's so many organizations out there that give kids Pop-Tarts and Little Debbie snacks and just crap, right? Which that's all they can afford. That's all they can give them. But this mission is more of like teaching kids healthy ways, a healthy life, healthy habits, teaching them about fruits, vegetables, those different things. So they have started this big movement and working with the foundation called No Kid Hungry. So this whole week, what they're doing is Optavia is doing different events all around the country. And then coaches they're doing all kinds of fun stuff. And they've talked about these on the Monday calls, but some coaches are doing healthy happy hours or cooking classes or gathering together with kids and serving schools, there's just so many different opportunities. So this is our first time this year of us doing it here. We had a meeting about this a few weeks back, just trying to get different ideas of what to do. And I know, we try reaching out to Boys and Girls Club and Halo and different events, or different organizations. And now I know to work on it earlier in the game, I guess, because we tried, several of us tried to call and couldn't get a hold of them. So I just kind of had to come up with different things. So what we're doing is we have the Facebook page that you guys all know about, that we've liked, we've shared, I've been posting on it daily. And I forgot to post about the barbecue. I need to post about that tonight. Anyway, so we have the barbecue that's coming up a week from tonight. And you know what? We should all probably post about that really quick before you guys want to do that real fast before it gets too late. It means 8:15. Hold on. I'm going to do it real quick. Give me 1 minute. I can copy and paste into the support message if you all want to copy it. Hold on here. Anyway, so a week from tonight, we are having it's called Barbecue at the Park. And we are doing a big gathering. We had decided to have Patrick Miller go ahead and cook for it. Go ahead and cater it. He's going to grill. I forgot what he said he was going to grill. He had some really good choices. And his cooking is just phenomenal. He is going to just cook for it. And then that way we can all just go. We can set up. We can host. We can enjoy the people. I can't tell you how many Optavia events I have hosted where I'm just busy trying to get everything set up that we have guests coming in and it can kind of be stressful where I don't even feel like I want to be present with the people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we decided to have Patrick do it. And it was super affordable to have him cook. So anyway, so that's coming up. That's a week from tonight. But throughout this week, so this is a whole week. It starts the 9th through the 15th. What we're going to do every day is post, keep posting about it. So if I'm popping into Team Sigwerth with posts, just copy, paste. And if you're not in the Jeff City area, then utilize the other posts about fundraising. And, people in any area can get the t-shirts. We had t-shirts made for the week that I should be picking up tomorrow. We bought 100 t-shirts. I think we've already sold or had donations for over 30. So we're making our way pretty well, I think, with even before the week starting. And I'm going to have the t-shirt at each event on site. So as far as cost goes, because I know us as a team had said are committed to helping pay for all this stuff, so that 100% of the proceeds that people give us will go towards No Kid Hungry. So we've got the t-shirts, we've got the t-shirts, and then on Thursday night I'm doing the event on Hy-Vee. There's 3 events this week. Let me talk about those first. Tuesday night at 6 p.m. we are doing a walk at the Runge. Okay, so you just come. I'm going to probably have like a little cute jar there or something where people, they're not obligated, but people can donate $5 for a walk. And then I'm going to have the t-shirts there too. So if, either way, if they want to get a t-shirt, I'm not going to, they can pay if they want to walk, but either way, however they want to give back. And then that's at 6 o'clock. I'm encouraging people to bring their kids, bring their families. Derek's going to come with the boys. And they can just go around the trail. We did that last year, actually, just as an event for our clients, and it was awesome. People brought their kids and their families, and it was a lot of fun, and it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful trail. So,
Laura, which trail are we doing? Are we doing the naturescape that's paved so I could bring Carly?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. You better bring Carly. Okay. So that's coming up Tuesday night. Monday night, tomorrow night, like I said, Monday night's just a normal Monday night. Do your guys' thing. It's Optavia night, just do your thing going into the week. Tuesday, the walk. Wednesday, regular night, Habits of Health call, do your thing with your clients. And then Thursday night, I'm hosting a Healthy Kiddos JC Mo class in the Hy-Vee conference room upstairs. It is at 6 p.m. as well. It's going to be about an hour, 6 to 7. And sorry if excuse me on the recording too. Sorry if I am burping. I swear I'm a hot mess and I'm having a Diet Coke, so I'm so sorry. So we're going to have a class, and what I'm going to be talking about is just healthy habits for kids and families. Like I get that question all the time. Like, how do you encourage your kids to be healthy, or what kind of snacks do they eat, or what kind of meals do they have at dinner, or, all of those things. So I'm going to be talking about how, basically just some bullet points. I'm going to be talking how it starts with us. Okay. It starts with the parents. So parents have to be healthy first, and we have to be the example first. So I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to talk about how to incorporate, well, I'm looking for my notes here. How to incorporate healthy habits with them so that they can have, I'm going to have a packet for them at their seat. So there's going to be 10 healthy snacks in the packet that they can make with their kiddos. And I may have some little examples set up on the table. Like, there's such cool things like with applesauce and fruit snacks and different fun things that they can make that it can make the kids excited to want to eat healthy snacks. So I'm going to give them a packet with 10 healthy snacks and then 10 healthy recipes that they can enjoy as a family together that are kid friendly. So they'll have those packets, and it will have a grocery list attached to it so that if they want to leave the meeting, go downstairs and get some of the things, they can. And then I'm going to be talking about not only that, but like how they can incorporate adventures and activities with their kids. Like, I know our boys love going hiking. They love to get outside. They love going to the Runge, and just different things that you can do with your kids to get them active, just to be an active family, to be active and healthy. I'll talk about them getting good rest. and all those things. And then I'm having Laurel Dunwoody from Love to Nourish. She's going to be our special guest. And she has done tons of cooking classes in the past with kids and their parents. So she's going to be speaking on how to get your kids in the kitchen with you, to cook, to have fun with you, because she has said that if they cook the healthy foods with you, they're more likely to eat them and enjoy them with you than you just setting it on their plate. So she's going to give some tips on how to have fun in the kitchen with your kids. And then she's going to also talk about her cooking classes if anybody wants to participate in that, like if any parents want to get in on that with her, she'll talk about that. And then she's going to have amaze balls there, as well as some monster cookies for the families to sample. And then that way they can kind of see what it's like to have some good treats, but they're healthy but yet they're kid friendly. Okay. So that's what that night's going to look like. Any family that comes to the class, we're going to have a $10 donation for for the family to participate in the class. I'll have the t-shirts there again, and I think it'll be a fun night. So that's what I came up with that night. So encourage families to come, encourage people to bring their kids. If they want to bring their kids, they're more than welcome to. It's definitely going to be family friendly. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay, awesome. And Andrea, if any of these attract the Special Learning Center that you had told me about, then highly encourage them to come, okay? Or if you're blasting more of like the barbecue and the relay races, that's fine.
Okay, I plan on connecting with her tomorrow and checking in.
Okay, awesome. And then the third event, Friday, normal day. Like I said, we'll just keep blasting stuff on Facebook. Saturday, normal day. And then Sunday night is the barbecue from 4 to 6 p.m. Like I said, Patrick Miller will be cooking. I like to get there. I think there's an event before us that ends at 3. So I'll probably just get there at 3. I mean, there shouldn't be too much setup. I mean, just helping Patrick get the food in there. Cindy is in charge of relay races. So whatever we can do to help her get those set up. I'll probably bring a broom and stuff like that. Make sure, if there's leaves or I don't know if there will be leaves, or just make sure the area is clean. I wanted to ask you guys, do you think I should mess with tablecloths or just like eat on the regular tables? Okay.
I think it'll be fine with the regular tables.
Okay. I feel like they just roll around and then it's so annoying and all that crap. Okay.
And I have 6 activities planned, relays planned, because we don't want it to take up too much time either, because we want people to interact and mingle. But then I also got some things like to put on some of the tables. Like I got these big, it's kind of like a big plastic checkerboard with big checkers. So if some kids want to play checkers or Old Maid or fish, things like that, we could spread around too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cindy, thank you so much for taking over that. We appreciate that so much. I'm clueless with stuff like that. So, and Patrick, like I said, he sent me like a list of awesome things, and it's just delicious. His cooking is just phenomenal. So I'm excited that he is doing it. And then that way we can just, instead of all of us having to cook all this different stuff and drag it there and make sure it stays warm or cold or all that, it's just too much. So I will take care of bringing water. I'll probably bring some infusers and stuff like that, and then napkins, plates.
What's the charge for families, or is it per person?
Do what?
What's the charge for the barbecue?
I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I thought $10 a plate. Is that too much? I mean, I don't know. I don't want people to come and not. I don't think $10 is too much, but I want anyone and everyone to come. So. What do you guys think? $5, $10? I know B&D and Patrick do $10 at their cooking class.
The barbecue we're doing. Sorry, Shannon. The barbecue that we're doing this week is $12 tickets bought ahead and $15 at the gate. So if you guys do $10, that's way good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's great.
Okay, awesome. Guys, I'm popping the message in the support bubble if you want to copy it and share it. I just did that. Okay. All right. Before I forgot, I thought I was ahead of the game and I forgot about that. I want to post it tonight though, because, you know, okay, I'm almost done here. Here we go. I posted on our client page too. Okay. So the barbecue again, Kurt Dunwoody is going to let me borrow his speaker system or whatever. And we'll have fun music playing. Patrick will be coming with the food. Laurel's going to be there again with her amaze balls and her monster cookies for dessert. We'll have the relay races going. So probably what I'll do in the beginning is just a big introduction of everybody. Like I'll have you guys come up there and we'll introduce who we are and the mission and all that stuff. And then we'll let everybody eat. And then I may talk a little bit about like, I don't know. I'm just honestly going to wing it because if people are mingling and doing their thing, I just want them to do their thing. But I may talk about healthy tips for kids and families and stuff like that, just, depending on the crowd. But, then we'll do the relay races. The playground's right next door nearby so kids can go play and go swing. And there's the walking trail. People can go for a walk if they want. I mean, we could even do something fun like, I could even do like a prize, for every lap you take, you get a ticket towards, I don't know, something fun. You know what I'm saying? Like if they go take a lap around the park, they can get something fun. But I think it should be a good time. And I'm excited to see the turnout. And so, like I said, everybody, so as this week goes, keep posting, make it personable, go live. I was hoping to go live tonight, but we had a family dinner and just enjoyed this evening together as a family. So I did not go live, but I probably will tomorrow or every day and just talk about the different things coming up, the purpose of it. Remember to focus on the purpose. And then also too, I'll send emails. Like I'm probably going to send an email tonight about the walk. And then I'll send another email later in the week about the kids class at Hy-Vee. And also Hy-Vee is supposed to be posting about it too for us. So, which is awesome. I got the hook up here, I can have them help me out. So I will forward these emails to you. So if you want to simply forward them to your clients and candidates, go ahead. It's just another way to layer. But personally invite people this week. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all can post like on Facebook like crazy, which is fine, but you only get so much from that. It's more of our word of mouth. When you call your clients this week to check in on them, invite them, say, and tell them to bring their spouses, tell them to bring their kids if they have some, on Sunday, if they want to bring their pup or whatever, just invite them and invite them personally. Tell them like, hey, I really want to see you. I want to squeeze you, give you a big hug. I feel like that's so much more genuine than just sending them a link on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So, and then those of you who are out of town, you're like, man, we're out of town. We're not even nearby. You can still utilize the page to post to your community and the mission. People can donate to whatever amount they want to. They can also get the t-shirts. I can send them their way. So don't hold back from sharing that. Go live about this week. If you want to host your own little lean and green dinner at your house and just invite some of your clients from nearby, or have your family and friends and just celebrate a healthy dinner together, or have kiddos come or whatever, that's still celebrating the week. So even though you're out of town, you can still be part of it. You can still register your event with Healthy Habits for All online and just be part of the fun too. So if you're out of town and you have questions about that, on what to do, feel free to message me and I'll help you come up with some great ideas. Okay? Okay. And then as far as what I have added up for the cost of all of this, and like I said, I must stress, nothing is obligated. No one is obligated to pay anything. We just thought, we had a bunch of us commit and we thought, you know what, if we just help pay for the t-shirts and the barbecue and stuff like that, then any money people give to us, just 100% goes towards the foundation. which heck, even if we raised $1,000 would be awesome. So for us, this is just a rough estimate. I will come out with the exact number tomorrow, and people can Venmo me in the next week or two. So for the t-shirts, just the copies for the packets at the, for the kiddo class on Thursday, and then the barbecue to pay for all the food at the barbecue and the supplies. I think it was going to be about $70 a coach. And that was split between like 10 or 12 of us. Is that reasonable to you guys? Is that like wipe you out? Or is that, I mean, I feel like that's, and remember, that's you, that's your give back to this whole week in the foundation. Is that good? Thumbs up, down? Is it reasonable? Okay. All right. Awesome. You guys are amazing. Lacey! And brand new coaches, like, don't feel obligated. I mean, you just walked into this whole thing. So I don't want you to be like, what the hell? I would have to like, I'm barely like, I got like one client. Now they're screaming, sucking me dry. No, but thank you. You guys are so awesome. I'm excited for this week. And please take pictures and remind me to take pictures, because sometimes I forget. And I want to be able to document this whole week. And I really would like to make a slideshow at the end of the week and then share it with everybody. I think it'd be awesome. Okay. Remember, we just want to make a statement who we are, and we're just out to help the community and these kids. And now that we know this is going to come up every year, then we can start even thinking about next year and more organizations and stuff that we want to serve. Okay. Awesome. Okay, any questions about healthy habits for all? Okay, thank you, Ashley. Okay, very good. If you guys didn't post about the barbecue, you can sneak on your phone and go ahead and do it real quick if you want to. Okay, all right, let's talk about how to pop health coaches. I'm gonna be pretty raw and straight when I talk about this. Okay, so client success calls. Let's talk about those for a second. I feel I have been coaching for a long time, and client success calls have been new probably, I don't know, Emily, what would you say, the past couple years? I mean, client success calls have not been around. If those of you who are new coaches and don't know what I'm talking about, basically what a client success call means, or a client celebration call, you'll hear them called different things, is when a client finishes their first week, then you pull in your coach and you do a celebration call with them together. Now, those of you who are new coaches or working towards senior coach, you're probably already team coaching with your business coach already, so they're already in the picture. But eventually, you'll, spread your wings and fly and start coaching people on your own. Okay, so when that happens, then you'll bring in your coach on that week one celebration when the client's all excited. It's their first week. They're having all these awesome victories, and it's a really fun opportunity to just grow relationships, help them continue moving forward strongly, and also layer on coaching or giving them that opportunity. Like Lacey here, I'm going to use her as an example. So she's a perfect example of somebody who I'm kind of talk about tonight, who she started coaching after like her first week on program. Okay. So, and that's what can happen quite a bit in the world of Optavia. So I'm going to talk about how to do that in a fun, simple way. Okay. So client success calls, they've been around for a couple of years, a lot of team coaching. They're kind of been done different ways or whatever, but I feel like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they're not consistent, or not as consistent as they can be. Anybody agree with me? Raise your hand. Raise your hand like if you feel like you do them for a little bit and then kind of fall off the wagon, or, I'll admit I have for sure. So what I want to talk about is how to get them going consistently with everyone, because I feel like everyone's coaching awesome. Like we've got the night before call down pat. We've got the whole, coaching them their first 4 days, coaching them through, like that's all. Those are the basic steps of coaching. And we've got that down pat, but then now it's like just getting those client success calls like a well-oiled machine in your business, where it's just like second nature. Just like the night before call, second nature. then the client success call becomes second nature. So I mentored with several of you this past week and kind of talking about how to set some structure up on a weekly basis. Like, week 1, focus on the meal plan, getting that down pat. Week 2, do the celebration, maybe have them post on Facebook. Week 3, schedule and explore with them just to teach them about coaching and blah, blah, blah. So I was kind of like trying to create this structure, right? And where each week of their first month kind of had a theme to it per se. But then, and I was pretty set on it, but then I was listening to, raise your hand if you listen to the boot camp on Saturday, or comment in the chat. Okay, I just want to make sure people know what I'm talking about. So Terry Miller and Christy Ingstrom, who I love her to death, she's awesome. We're talking about client success calls. And the more I listened to what they were talking and how they're talking about, they made it just so simple. It just was so simple. It was like a simple call with this client, fun, simple. And so if anyone knows me well, I tend to sometimes make things, as Derek said, overcomplicate things. So I can be really bad at that. And even Patty has cracked down on me several times because I can do that. So, and I don't want to. I want to make it super simple, just super easily duplicated and just simple. So that's why I was visiting with Carol Hibbs this weekend, because she was a presidential, less than a year or something. She's grown really fast. So whatever she does, I want to do, because it works. So we were talking, and I was asking her kind of her pattern of what she does with the client success call and how it looks. And again, simple. She just does it simply. So what I want to go over tonight is just the steps of how to simply do the client success call, but yet how we're able to pop coaches quickly, because I know there's several of you on here that are either trying to become a blended executive director or you're working towards FIBC. So that, and the client success call is a huge, strong tool to make those things happen, okay? So it starts off with the night before call. Okay, so on the night before call, you're prepping your new client, you're getting them ready for their first day on program, their first week, and all that stuff. So what I do is I posture what their support's going to look like. So, once we've gone through their questions and everything and they're ready to go, then I say, okay, listen, this is what things are going to look like. Over the next week, I'm going to send you a text message each morning with a little video. Watch it. Each text message is going to help integrate you more and more into the program. It's going to help layer on you and show you what things are all about, okay? And they're like, okay, yeah. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you the next 4 days, because just a quick call. And then I usually ask them, I usually check on my clients between 5 and 5:30. Does that work for you? Might not, whatever. We figure it out. But I keep it consistent is what I'm saying. And then that way, I'm not messaging them every morning. What time's good today? Or what time can I call? That is too much back and forthness. So I just set it that night. I say between 5 and 5:30 good, because I blocked that on my schedule for those specific calls. And they usually say, yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm getting out of work at that time or whatever. And then I schedule it. So they know I'm calling in that window. That way it's consistent for them. It's consistent for myself. So then I say, hey, I'm going to call you these next 4 days because I want to make sure you're getting to a good, strong fat burn, because these next 4 days can be rough, okay? I want you to feel okay. I want to make sure things are going right, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time. So, and then I say, and then after that, we're going to celebrate next week. So I'm pretending I'm talking to them tonight. Tonight's Sunday. Your first day is Monday. So next Monday, we're going to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate huge. And I'm going to pull in my coach, Marissa, and she's going to celebrate you too. She's going to give you awesome tips, and we're both going to keep you going strong. Okay. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then I say, and I give them some other tips or whatever. So then that's how I posture it. So then they just know that that's coming. Okay. Then that way, when I do reach out to message them, like, hey, you want to meet my coach? They're like, what? What the hell are you talking about? I don't need to meet nobody. You know what I mean? Like they already know that it's coming and it's expected. At that time, every coach does it different, but what I've been doing lately is as soon as I get off the phone with them, or I know somebody wakes up the next morning, they start day one, I will message Marissa and say, hey, next Monday night, next Monday evening, can I set up a client success call with you? And she's like, yeah. So we just go ahead and set it up. And I will ask my client that too. I say, next Monday, we're going to celebrate you. And we're going to have a big hoorah for you. Does this time work, or is there a certain time of the day that works? And they say, well, evening's good, or no, evening, let's do afternoon. So then when I message Marissa, I say, hey, next Monday afternoon, can we do a client success call? It's already set up. I already have 3 set up with Marissa Wednesday night from last week because I already knew they're going to finish the first week, blah, 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 blah. So it's just done, okay? So then, so that's how that posture looks. So if you do that posture on the night before a call, it will just happen, okay? It will just happen. You can schedule it with me, shoot me a message. You can shoot me a message after you got the phone, say, hey, I got a client. We need to celebrate next week. What's your availability? And we just set it up. So you can do it that way, where you just set it up with me and it's on my calendar, and then you can tell them the next day. Because I tell my folks on day 1 check-in, I call, I'm like, hey, how was your first day? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, and by the way, I have your celebration call set up next Wednesday at 6. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. You'll love Marissa. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of layer on the team and the community and like just get them pumped for that call, okay? So that's a huge part, I think, of client success calls being successful, because there have been times a week goes by and you're like, hey, I want my coach to meet you. And they're probably like, what? Like, I don't need to meet nobody. I'm good. And then it's just weird. And then it doesn't go as well. Okay. So that's my biggest suggestion. Night before call, posture their support, posture the client success call, and be excited about it. Keep layering on that excitement. Okay. Okay. So then as you go through their first week then Shanna asked about this. I looked on the daily text messages today, and day 5 ask, I have 2 questions for you. What are you loving so far? And can we go ahead and celebrate or set up your celebration call? Okay. So depending on your consistency and how, my point with this topic tonight is consistency. So you have to figure out for you what is going to be best for you. So you can either do it like I just mentioned, the night before call, have it all done and ready, or you're going to get that reminder on day 5 text. It says at the end, can we go ahead and set up your tip call or whatever? So you can do it that day. And they say, yeah, they can say yes, what, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like that's more complicated. What do you guys think? I mean, because I don't know about you, but when you're going through their first week, you're just going through the motions, and it's just, and then you don't have like these back and forth texts going, and then you're like, okay, wait a minute, they're on day 5. So which day is their 1 week? And then, I don't know, it can kind of go back and forth. What are your guys' thoughts?
I think the sooner we can get it scheduled, the better.
Yeah. Like I sent day 5 text today to those girls, but I just deleted that last part, that last sentence, because I already have the call set up. I mean, if you guys schedule me a week out, my schedule is open. Like it's not, but if you try to schedule me 2 days before, it might not be. I think doing it the night before call and all that one sweep, I think is the best for consistency. Because if you're on day 5, you're sending them the morning text, and then maybe they text message you back later that day, or maybe they don't, because you're not calling them on day 5. And maybe they don't text you back that day because they're busy, or maybe they're sick or whatever. And then the call never gets set up. You know what I mean? And then you're going back to check, okay, wait a minute, did I set the call up with this client? Well, okay, now I gotta figure it out. So that's what I think. That's my opinion. But whatever is going to be consistent for you, you do what's best. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Laura. You know how you talked about, whether a client like texts you back or not, when we send those daily texts and we've got questions, at the end,
Uh-huh.
what do you personally do? Like if they don't, text you back, just engage basically. Personally, what do you do?
My clients typically will, the first few days when I send the daily text, they will engage, send me a thumbs up or something like that, and then they know I'm calling. And then on the fourth night, when I call them, I posture it and say, okay, I'm going to quit bugging you every day. I'm going to keep sending you the text, but I'm going to quit bugging you, and we'll celebrate with Marissa here in a few days. Okay, I'm super excited. Don't hesitate to call me. I'm here for you. And we'll talk in a few days. Well, when I'm sending the rest of those daily texts, like days 5 through 7, I usually don't hear back.
Okay.
They just know that they're getting it from an informational standpoint. So that's pretty normal. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure on that, because we talked a lot about client support and engaging with them, and I just wanted to confirm that.
Yeah. And there's even clients I text message every week that don't respond, but they'll respond to me when they want to, or, when they know I call, we'll talk for a little bit, or, whatever. So that's very normal too. Okay. Okay. So as far as the client success call, so what will happen is I will get on the phone, or your business coach will get on the phone. I snap the picture from the boot camp that I'm going to put this in a Google Doc for us. It's going to be called something like, I'm probably going to get rid of the other client success call sheet. And this is going to be more simple, where it's going to say client success call, AKA popping coaches. All right. Straight to the point. But I'm going to pop that picture in there. That way other business coaches on here that are practicing client success calls can follow that bullet point. But Christy did an awesome example on boot camp the other day, if you want to go back and listen to it. But it was just so simple and real. Like when I get on, I like to know how they know the coach, where are they from, what do they do for an occupation, how many kids do they have, are they married or not. That's the kind of stuff I like to get to know about them. I love to hear about the program, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of investigating, who is this person? What do they do? What's their passion? What do they love doing with their family? How are they feeling with this new health? What's it bringing them? I like to talk more about that than, how they like the crunch bars or whatever. It's not about that. It's just getting to know them. So I'm going to post that picture because it was bullet point. And it was great. But anyway, and so on the client success call, then we'll talk about the coaching opportunity. And that's one of them, is talking about their excitement, how, their non-scale victories, getting to know them. And then at the end, I loved what Christy said about how to bring up coaching. And it was so fun and it was so awesome. And so what she said basically, and then Carol Hibbs gave me a great example today too. So I'm kind of combining them. But Christy said, okay, well, let me tell you, there's a huge warning label with this whole experience. And then she says she just pauses for 10 seconds so that she scares them, right? She says, listen, people are going to notice your changes like crazy. They're going to be crazy, interested, and inspired, even if it's one person in your life. It could be your spouse. It could be, a coworker, neighbors. They're going to see you glowing. They're going to see you looking like a knockout. And so what's going to happen is you'll have people want to do this with you. You may already have people wanting to do it with you. They're already watching. And so what's going to happen at that point is you're going to have a decision that you can make. Either you team coach. Let me use one of you as Amy. I'll use Amy as an example. What you can do is you can help them team up with Amy. You guys help them together, join our community, have some fun. That's what we do. We're all just people just trying to help each other out, trying to help live a better life. So you maybe can help them together, or what you can do is refer them to Amy. What she'll do is she'll take that off your plate. She'll talk with them about the program. She'll help them. She'll help guide them while you're focusing on yourself currently until you're ready to coach. Okay. So Carol said what she says is she just acts like treats them as they're going to be coaching anyway at some point or another. And she says, so what can happen is Amy will take care of them for you for now. You'll receive a $25 scholarship for each person. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to mention Optavia. You don't have to talk about anything. You just keep it super simple and just say, Amy is my coach. She's laid it out for me. She will help you. And she would be honored to do that. Okay. And so what Carol said about saying that is that keeps them from saying Optavia or, sending them to some website or whatever. They remember, send to Amy. Amy will take care of them or whatever. And then what naturally just happens is if this client does start sending one or two more, several referrals to this, to Amy, well, then Amy's going to say, girl, are you sure you don't want to just help these people with me? We can just help them together. That's what I do. So if I ever have anyone refer to me, ever, I rarely accept the referral before I say, well, are we going to help them together? Or are you going to help them with me or am I going to coach them? And they say, well, I don't know. And I say, well, do you want to explore it and go over it together? And they're like, okay, yeah, sure. All right. I will always do a coach explore with the person before I accept the referral. Unless they're just like, oh, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. That's fine. And they can be a great referral, and that's fine. And you'll have those too, but that's rare. Okay. So anyway, so on that client success call at the end, for those of you that are doing client success calls as a business coach, just make it fun. Just say huge warning label. I like to talk about that or the ripple effect. I'm like, this is the strongest ripple effect of all time. People are going to notice. They're going to want your help. And what's cool about it is you're doing it with other people. Like you're doing it together and it's fun. And that creates more support for yourself, more accountability. You're having even more fun. And our whole community, we're all just having a bunch of fun helping people. So at that time, you're going to have that decision to make. So just know that. And we can tackle that when that time comes. Okay. So you can have some fun with that. And that's basically how it goes. And you just kind of go from there. And you guys know that after that client success calls, several of us on here know that we kind of know for sure if someone is a coach candidate or not. You know what I mean? And so if they're just engaged, they're loving it, they're excited, then obviously we're going to go ahead and set up that 1 month celebration 2 weeks later. And it may be at that 1 month celebration that's when it happens, because you talk to them and you're like, so who's noticing you're down 15 pounds now? And they're like, oh my gosh, this person. And then at that time you can say, well, why don't we evaluate this? Why don't we explore helping these people? We can go through your well-being evaluation. Like, guys, we have a well-being evaluation that they can take, that they get scores on. And if their scores are low on their healthy mind, their healthy finances, that's a perfect opportunity for you to be able to layer on them about how coaching can help. And I am more than happy to hop on that call with you at 1 month. Like if you have someone who is so awesome, but maybe they're not there yet. Like Emily, I thought about this with your client, Tanya, the other day, that maybe that would be a next call we can do in a couple weeks. I should have mentioned that on her call. But she's got an awesome client, but just didn't come up yet in the conversation. But I bet if I went through her well-being evaluation scores with her, I would find a hole somewhere where I could layer on the coaching opportunity, how that can fulfill her life in that way. So, so if you have someone awesome out there and it's just not, you don't feel it's like right to layer, you can't find that spot, I'm more than happy to hop on that call with you and throw in the well-being evaluation as a tool to help with that. Okay. Okay, so does anyone have any questions as far as like setting up the client success call, consistency with it? Any questions or thoughts? No?
Hey, Laura, I have a quick question. Yeah. So for the new daily text, is that in the Team Snap docs?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever's on Team Sigwerth, don't use. I'll delete that if there is something. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Now let's go into the next step. Here's the big kicker to this whole thing. All right. Client success call, great tool, right? Perfect layering, team coaching, all that. But you want to know what's even stronger than that and what's been working for myself and a lot of other leaders. So when I was talking with Carol, like they're having coaches hop on. I mean, they're getting through the Coach Explorer probably within the first or second week of a client's program, okay? And the reason being, what I do that is so successful, and Lacey's a perfect example of it, is on the morning of their first week, day 8, right? That's when you all usually get a text from your client telling how much weight they're down, right? They're all excited, whether it's 4 pounds, 5 pounds, whatever. We all get that text right there in that moment. That's usually when I text them back, like an image or that GIF image. I'm dancing, all that stuff, all excited or whatever. And I'd be like, girl, you should post that. This is awesome. This is super exciting. Your makeover is beginning. What are your thoughts on shouting this out to the world and, creating excitement? I don't know. I have it all typed up. Creating excitement, creating support, and we could see if there's others out there wanting to do it with you. This is awesome. This is huge. Making it a huge deal, right? And if they're like, yeah, okay, yeah. And I say, I can send you something fun to post if you'd like. And you can earn scholarships to help pay for your program. I put the little money sign or whatever. And most of the time, not everybody, because not everybody's comfortable, but most of the time they'll say, yeah. So then, and Marissa came up with this idea too. And so it's a simple post. I will get this in a Google Doc for you, but it's a simple post where they post and they say, oh my gosh, I'm down 6 pounds. My first week of my makeover. Who wants to do it with me? Reach out to my coach, Laura. Okay. Lacey here, like I said, I put her on the spot, is a perfect example of this. So she posted that day about her success, right? Boom. I mean, it blows up. So then what naturally happens? Then as the coach, then you say, girl, your post is exploding. We need to help these people. Do we want to help them together or what? This is exciting. Do you want to explore it? And then she's like, yeah. Got on Explore a couple days later, thought about it over the weekend, became a coach. Then she has all those people to go set up calls with, talk with, and it starts. That is the fastest way I have ever popped coaches in my life as a coach, is usually that first post where they're excited, they post, it explodes. It gives you a very natural way to say, girl, we need to help these people. They need your help. People can start doing it with you. How about, would you want to explore what that would look like if we help them together? Easy, okay? Now, if you have a client that is uncomfortable and they're like, oh, hell no, I posted nothing. I don't want nobody to know what I'm doing. There's 1 or 2 things you can do with that. Then you could say, well, how about I want to create extra support for you. I want people to be able to support you. I want to create a fan club to help encourage you to move forward. And there could be people in your life that could use this just like yourself. What are your thoughts on posting my story to help inspire? Because even if it's one person doing it with you, that can make all the difference. And they may say, okay, yes, I'll do that. And that's fine. And boom, that may explode. Or you may get 4 or 5 messages from their people saying, well, heck, what's this Lacey girl doing? You're her health coach. Help me too. Then again, you could say, message Lacey, be like, girl, I have 3 or 4 of your friends that are interested in talking with me. I would love to help them, but do you want to help them together? This could be awesome. This could be huge for you as you succeed in your makeover, okay? Or, so that could happen, okay? Third thing is they could say, oh, hell no, I ain't posting nothing. And then you ask them to share your story, and they're like, no, I don't want anyone to know I'm doing this. I'm too embarrassed, blah, blah, blah. Then that's okay. But in your head, you probably know or can have peace of mind knowing that they're probably not a coach candidate. okay? Because they don't want to share their story. And that's okay. It's private, and that's totally fine. They want to focus on their journey, and they want to move forward in that direction. And that is okay. But you can move on, keep coaching them each week. But just know that you don't need to keep layering on them about coaching. We don't need to keep doing several client success calls because it's just not in their cards at that time. Okay. They're still part of the community. They're still, hearing the habits of health calls. They're still, which is layering on it too. The life book layers on it too. So they're getting layers of it in other areas, but you can move on. Like Carol told me today, she's like, at that point, I just move on to the people that are looking for a new life or looking for this. Those are the people that I want to work along with. You don't want to push anybody ever to doing something that they really don't want to do because it's not enjoyable to coach them anyway. So, so what I was going to do, let me make sure I caught everything. Oh, okay. So here's the kicker with the, now this text message that I'm talking about, like sending them, like when they wake up after week 1, they're all excited because they're down 5 pounds and they're pumped. That initial text message to send them, to ask them if they want to post, I will type that up for you. Okay. So you can just copy and paste it. You can make it your own. Like I said, use a GIF or whatever, or use a Bimoji, like blow it up, like make it exciting for them. Okay. If you're just like, hey, you want to post on Facebook? It's probably not going to happen. Okay. You don't want them to just post on Facebook, but you want to encourage them why it's awesome. They're going to create support, fans. Everybody loves to be loved on, and I love that. And so even after I post, I will text or after they post, and sometimes they may not be comfortable to post, or I'll ask if they want me to do it on Transformation Tuesday. That's another thing too. Maybe they're too nervous, or maybe they're not techie and they don't know how. Maybe they're like, well, I don't really know how, or I don't really know. That's fine too. I say, well, how about this? I'll post you on Transformation Tuesday. I'll put you in the spotlight. And they're like, okay, so either way, whatever way works for them, whether it's them posting it, whether it's you posting it for them, or whether they post your story. Okay. Those are the three ways that we can get it out there. Okay. But after they post and I've seen it, or I post them or whatever, I will layer on that. I will say, girl, I was like, how's all that love and encouragement feel? And it's like really sentimental to them. Like, oh my God, I didn't know all those people cared so much. And it's kind of a special moment for them. So you kind of want to pause a little bit and reflect on that. And then usually I'll let it sit for the day. And at the end of the day, then that's when I come around the corner and I will go and save that post. Hopefully you guys know how to do that on Facebook, where I will save the post. That way later that evening, I've made a note to go back and look at it and see, okay. Now on that note about the post, we're talking about how that can that can set them up for success as a coach. That they may post and be excited to post. This has happened as well. Andrea has had this happen with one of her clients, who we think is so awesome, and they post, but crickets, like nothing. Okay. Like maybe like 2 or 3 likes. So at that moment, then we know that either, well, their Facebook could be small, and that's okay. They can need some help growing. Or we just know that their circles of influence just aren't there in a strong way that would probably be supportive of as helping her grow as a coach. Does that make sense? So sometimes people are excited about it and they may want to coach, but then the circle of influence just isn't there to where, it would be successful for them. And that's okay too. That girl is still rocking program, and she's still, just doing great, and we're still going to encourage it and just love on her like crazy. But she may not be the coach candidate that we thought, and that's okay. Okay. So that's a way for you to kind of know as you investigate, like, okay, is this person, would they be great or not? I hope I'm saying this right. I'm not meaning this like in a bad way. Okay. So the kicker with them posting on Facebook though, they're going to post on Facebook, or you're going to post, or something's going to be posted. but then you want to help guide your client on what to say. Okay. So they may put the post up and you don't want to just let it go, because what could happen is it could blow up and they're like, oh my God, this is so awesome. And they're blowing it up and then everybody's asking them what they're doing. And you go look at the post and they've put optavia.com in the comments, or they have messaged everybody and word vomited all over everybody and be like, oh my God, I'm doing the 5-in-1 on Optavia and it's $400 and blah, blah, blah. It's just like an epic like crash and burn, right? Okay. So after it's been posted, you want to help guide them on what to say. So I already have that typed up. Super easy. It just has a little bullet point breakdown. It says, I'm doing this awesome program by my coach. She's laid it all out for me. My meal plan, my water intake. Like, I'm super excited. Do you want to do it with me? So I tell my folks, I send them a message and say, hey, when people ask you what you're doing, send them this. And when they say yes and they're interested, shoot me a message and I'll help guide you through. Okay. So then that's when your client later in the day is like, oh my God, I have 2 people that want to know more about this. What do I do? Then that's when I guide them through. I say, set up 3-way messages, introduce us, and we'll go from there. And then I side message them and say, hey, this is an opportunity for us to explore coaching. And I even may encourage them to get on that health assessment with me. I'm like, hey, you want to get on this health assessment with me and your sister? And we'll talk to them together. That's a way to grab their interest too. It's just to be on that call with you, okay? And their sister says yes. And then you could say, do you want to coach her with me? Should we coach her together? So that's a great way to do it too. Okay. Okay. So I will have this all typed out for you. I will have the message that you can send them on their week 1 excitement that morning to encourage them to post. I'll give you the different options for that. Then I'll give you the follow-up message. I'll just have it all bullet pointed, laid out for you very, very simply. So you can just follow the tips or follow the breakdown. Okay. And then I will have the client success call, bullet point for those business coaches that are doing those. Okay. Okay. I'm telling you though, Lacey, I hate to share our secrets with how we got you started, but I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, that's just the easiest way to help pop coaches is just to utilize that excitement with those posts and their week and their journey, and just naturally happens, you know?
Yeah, but it worked. And I mean, it didn't feel pushy or weird, or you're just like, hey, do you want to share this? And I'm like, okay, sure. And then, like you said, it just happened.
Yeah, yeah. When they're excited, it just is a natural flow to everything that's happening, and it just, I don't know. I find that that's the easiest way. And even Patty has said, if you have someone that you feel is super awesome, and even people, you know, since we're on the topic of coach candidates, even if you have people in your life, like let's say you think they're awesome, but they're not part of Optavia yet, or but you could see them being an awesome health coach, encourage them as a support system in your world to post your story and see what happens with it. You know, they may have 4 or 5 people in their world that are interested in talking with you. And then you could say, girl, you have the best people. You know, and I've thought about you coaching. You should do this with me. Would you be interested in exploring it? Like, you have people out there that are looking for a better life. And so that's a way to start that conversation with somebody who's maybe not in the Optavia world yet, but you could see being an awesome health coach and utilizing the business aspect of it. So, okay. Okay. All right. Any questions? Was this useful? Okay. And I know these are things that we do already, but it's just, like I said, the consistency. That's the thing. It's like just doing it all consistently. And I know if I'm not doing my client calls, or if I wasn't doing my client calls consistently, then how can I make sure that the rest of my team is, you know what I'm saying? So it starts with me. And I focus on doing your guys' so much that sometimes I don't do my own with Marissa or Patty. So, and Derek said he's going to help me with some of them too, just to come in as my husband. Because, see, and you can utilize your spouse to come in. You know, a lot of your spouses are pretty engaged with Optavia and so forth, or funny or outgoing. Well, you can utilize their personalities to help you with these calls. I mean, Emily, Jude, Amy, Cletus, he's the best. And like Tommy for Shanna. I mean, some of our husbands can be just pretty blunt and straightforward. So, you know, you could have your husband hop on. You could do a quick little FaceTime or a Zoom with your client, or even just on the phone, and your husband can just ask all those questions like, hey, it's great to meet you. Shanna's talked a lot about you. You know, why'd you get started in your health journey? And, oh, that's awesome. And the husband could talk about his experience, if he's done it or not, or talked about just the awesomeness of the Optavia community and be like, yeah, I know Shanna's excited to help you. And, you know, is your husband doing the program, or is your loved one doing the program? And, you know, how's he doing? And what do you do for a living? How many kids do you have? Your husband can ask all those questions, and then husbands can be pretty blunt, where they can just be like, well, heck, you know, your next step, you're probably going to be coaching with Shanna next, because this is the best community, the strongest ripple effect ever. Like, they can almost layer on it in a blunt way, more so than some of the rest of us, you know. So you can utilize your husbands or loved ones in your life to help layer on it for you too. Okay. And just have fun with it and get to know them. I thought, you know, and Amy and I have joked about this before, about like, instead of making it a me business, making it a we business. And so, you know, you can use your husband to kind of ask all those questions, and then, you know, he can encourage their spouse or whoever, like, oh, well, they should do it with you. It's so much fun. And, you know, eat healthy meals together. And it's just, you know, they can do that, and I don't know, maybe gain another client for you in that way too, you know, and layer on the coaching. So, or like Shanna, for your, you know, instance, like Tommy could talk about how you were able to shred all your debt up because of it. Like, he thought you were just doing something to get healthy and help people get healthy, but little did you guys know that is going to help your healthy finances. And, you know, when we talk about the trilogy and all of that, you know, he can touch on that part of it, or Jude can touch on the part, you know, the changes that Emily's made in her life that go beyond weight loss. So those are just things to think about too, if you ever want to do that. Kirsten, I'm sure you can use Scott to like talk about a lot of big changes that you guys have had too, you know. So I think just person, you know, just choose. It's kind of like we're all here as like tools in our toolbox. So, and if you feel like you've got a coach candidate or a client who's a male, or maybe their personality would click well with another coach, you know, don't be afraid to utilize that too. Like, maybe you have a awesome client that you think would be a fabulous coach candidate, and they're a hairstylist. Pull in Emily. I mean, that's part of team coaching, and I don't mind the team doing those things. If you want to be able to, you know, just utilize each other and your backgrounds and what it is that you do. Or if you have somebody in the fitness world, pull in Shanna, you know, say, hey, Shanna, would you mind meeting my client for me and just visiting with her? I mean, all of Team Snap does that. I know Shanna's been on calls with a few different people in Team Snap from a fitness standpoint. You know, Lacey's a nurse. You know, if you have anybody in nursing that is interested, that you think would be interested. So don't be afraid to utilize the rest of the team, not just me or whoever. You guys are more than welcome to do that too. Okay. Okay. I think that's all I've got. Was this helpful? Someone say something. Everybody's muted and quiet.
It was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. I just know, like, I was trying to think of what is most important to focus on whether it's for just your goals that I know you guys are personally working towards financially, whether it's ILAT coming up. A lot of people have to achieve FIBC, which is the hardest thing out of the whole crowd. And then, you know, in the summit coming up in November, you have to be blended in order to go to that. So that's working on popping coaches. And so, I mean, I feel like everyone, you know, is a good place to know how to assist new clients. If not, I'm more than welcome to team up with you on that. But it's, you know, that next step of just offering people the big picture, you know, of more to be able to live a better life and optimal well-being. There's people on here just shredding debt, being able to have a better life with their families. And that's what we're leading all these people down that path. And not everybody's going to want to go down that path, and that's okay. But we can try to do our best to show them the way. So, okay. Awesome. The last thing I just want to touch on real quick is the summit coming up in Phoenix, Arizona. It is on November 8th through the 9th. It's that weekend. Terry Miller's talked a lot about it. It's been talked about on our Monday night trainings. Basically, in order to qualify, you have to be in a blended executive director. What that means is that you are an executive director with either one senior coach or more. You have to have that 2 months between July, August, and September. If not, if you have not ever achieved that before and you achieve that for the first time in September, you are able to be qualified to go. So there's several of you already qualified. Emily, Van D, Shanna, Amy, you just have to finish up your second month. And then Andrea is working on her first month, I believe. Hope I'm not missing anybody. And then Kristen, you were just blended, so you're working on your second month. Okay, awesome. Very good. Okay, making sure I'm on track. And then there's several of you still working towards ILAT. I'm more than happy to help you with when it comes down to that. Unfortunately, I will not be going to ILAT. I will be having a child. So you all are going to have a wonderful time. And I know people are worried about it. It was supposed to be in the Bahamas, and poor Bahamas got totally destroyed. Unfortunately, we have to send prayers their way. But if it's not in the Bahamas, Optavia will take care of everybody, and they will definitely plan something beautiful. So I'm excited to keep pushing as many of you to go to that, so you guys can send me lots of pictures and lots of FaceTime video chats as I have FOMO. Okay? No, but I will be giving birth to a beautiful child, so I will be busy. But I am already looking forward to the next trip, the next year. So I'm excited for a convention in Atlanta so that I can find out the next trip, because I will never be missing a trip again. Let's see. Any questions about the summit or upcoming trips or anything like that? Okay, awesome. Those of you attending the summit, real quick, we are probably going to be getting an Airbnb with Marissa and the team. So more information on all that will be coming out soon. And Healthy Habits for All this week. Next week, we'll be going to Portland, but I am available to help. And then lots of you are in action already. You guys are doing great. Everything's looking good. If you need me this week, I am available, even with Healthy Habits for All. And that's it. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.